I'm excited now that we've broken this all down because
Yeah,
she has 49 studio albums, Kasey.
dude.
And that's not even
Mm.
her collaboration albums. So she has 49 studio albums, 4 collaboration albums, 9 live albums, 6 soundtrack albums, and approximately 222 compilation albums.
She's ready.
200.
You know what? She's a Capricorn. She is a Capricorn. I'll tell you what. Hell yeah.
I've poured myself a cup of ambition. I'm ready to go. Welcome to the Siren Songbook, a podcast where we discuss female artists, their music, their history, and the impact they've made on the music industry. Join us each month as we pick a new inspirational artist and celebrate exactly what it is that makes them so magical. Welcome, everyone, to the Siren Songbook. I'm Amy.
I'm Kasey.
And this is episode 16. We are doing Dolly Parton. And we kind of had a little panic attack when we started this because we were like, "Oh Lord, what did we get into?" Cuz she has a long career.
60 years. 60 years of work.
60 years of work. But we figured it out. We're here. We took a month off because in real quick catch-up news, I moved into my new home.
Woo, 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 woo.
And so last month with the moving process and everything, it just and then trying to take on Dolly Parton, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, no way.
So, but we are here today. So let's jump into it. Dolly Rebecca Parton was born on January 19th, 1946, and is an American singer, songwriter, actress, philanthropist, and businesswoman. After achieving success as a songwriter for other artists, Parton's debut album, Hello, I'm Dolly, was released in 1967, commencing a career spanning 60 years and 50 studio albums. Referred to as the Queen of Country, Parton is one of the most honored female country performers of all time and has received various accolades, including 11 Grammy Awards and a Primetime Emmy Award, as well as nominations for 2 Academy Awards, 6 Golden Globe Awards, and a Tony Award. She is the 4th of 12 children born to Avie Lee Caroline and Robert Lee Patton Sr. 12 children. I could not. I could not. Parton has described her family as being dirt poor, which they had 12 children. That makes sense. She also outlined her family's poverty in her early songs Coat of Many Colors and In the Good Old Days when times were bad. For 6 or 7 years, Parton and her family lived in their rustic one-bedroom cabin on their small subsistence farm on Locust Ridge. I wonder how many children they had at that point, living in a one-bedroom cabin.
Probably all 12.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
At 7, she started playing a homemade guitar, and when she was 8, her uncle bought her first real guitar. She moved to Nashville in 1964, the day after her high school graduation. And Parton estimates that she has written over 3,000 songs, and she is the most awarded artist in the history of country music. So that kind of covers her early life. I could not imagine having 11 siblings.
I couldn't either. I just have 2, and I feel like that's a lot. But also, my partner's family, his father has 8 siblings in a very small home that I went and visited. So it was very cramped, but it's, the home that I went to go visit is the home that his parents have lived in since they got married, like 50 plus years ago. So, way longer than that, actually 60 years ago. So, yeah, all of them piled into the same little space and everything. It's a reality for some people. It's not a great reality,
Yeah.
but it is a reality for sure.
It's just crazy cuz like I have four siblings, but three of them were older and were from previous marriages from my dad. And so like we never actually lived together. They'd come visit occasionally when I was younger, but it was just me and my brother, and that
Hmm.
was enough for me.
I feel like it's definitely, it can light a flame for you to be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, she left the day after her high school graduation.
Understandably. I mean, at 13 years old, she was already recording, songs and stuff and appeared at the Grand Ole Opry. So she
Yeah.
met Johnny Cash and encouraged her to like follow, her own instincts regarding her career. So she was already on her way for sure. Her initial success actually first came as a songwriter. So I think I wanted to like highlight this part because I thought this was really interesting. Having signed with Combined Publishing shortly after her arrival in Nashville, with her frequent songwriting partner, her uncle Bill Owens, she wrote several chart singles during that time, including two top 10 hits for Bill Phillips. Put It Off Until Tomorrow and The Company You Keep from 1966, and Skeeter Davis's number 11 hit Fuel to the Flame. Her songs were recorded by many other artists during this period, including Kitty Wells and Hank Williams Jr., and she signed with Monument Records in 1965 at the age of 19. She initially was pitched as a bubblegum pop singer, and she released a string of singles, but the only charted like this song called Happy Happy Birthday Baby, and it didn't even crack the Billboard Hot 100. Although she expressed a desire to record country music material, Monument resisted, thinking her unique high soprano voice was not suited for the genre. Even though literally she's just like been writing country hit singles already for other people.
Well, and not
But like
just
that's a
that, like,
testament to like her talent what already, at such a
yeah.
young age.
And not just that, but that just goes to show that a lot of these industry people don't know what the fuck they're talking about because now she's the queen of country. So,
They literally never do. So if there happens to ever be any artists out there that are feeling discouraged about the direction someone's trying to push them in the music business, just so you know, that person doesn't know what they're talking about. Follow your own instinct.
yeah.
Be the artist you want to be because even they told Dolly Parton she should be a pop artist and not a country artist. So womp womp womp. Um, After her composition, Put It Off Until Tomorrow, as recorded by Bill Phillips, went to number 6 on the country chart in 1966. So at this point, she should be like 18. Oh, sorry, like 1920 tops. The record label relented and allowed her to record country music. Her first country single, Dumb Blonde, which is a good song,
Oh, that's a good
composed
one
by
too.
Curly Putman. So one of the few songs during this era that she recorded but did not write, reached number 24 on the country charts in 1967, followed by Something Fishy, which went number 17. The two songs appeared on her first full-length album, Hello, I'm Dolly. But
Oh.
it's crazy. I mean, like immediately someone's already coming in and going, I think that we should do it this way. I think you should do it this way. And she'd been doing everything just fine
Yeah.
before. Didn't need somebody else's opinion in there.
Well, and like you said, she'd
Um,
already been writing songs for other country artists.
hmm
So, like, the
And
fact,
doing successfully because
yeah,
they've been charting. They were charting successfully. So it's
yeah,
like it's not like she didn't have the capability of it. I think they were just like it's funny because when you listen to Dumb Blonde, it does sound a little bit like a chipmunk. Not to sound mean towards her. It's like the way they made her sing it. It
yeah,
was like when I first listened to it, I was like, this doesn't sound like you at all. It almost sounds like it doesn't sound like I wanted to say Connie Francis, but it doesn't sound like Connie Francis. It sounds almost like oh, dude. I wanted like I'm trying to pull up like any like there like whoever's singing "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree." You know that like
Oh,
artist kind of sounds a little bit like a chipmunk.
actually, it's kind of
Um,
funny because I think she comes up later in some of my notes. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's
Brenda Lee.
Brenda Lee. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's like they tried to like she like almost made her emulate Brenda Lee's sound, which is obviously so not Dolly's sound. And it just doesn't make any sense to me how you could listen to Dolly Parton not only sing but just Dolly Parton talk and be like, you can't be country. It's like country is seeping out of every pore.
Yeah.
So
She
it's like,
is country music to me.
whatever could you mean? Are you kidding me? It's so funny. But like immediately, and I wanted to touch on this as well, and I know that, part of what we wanted to do was kind of talk about some of these our five favorite songs of hers. And this will
Yeah.
be a great transition into this. But I wanted to talk about her early career and the amount of people that wanted to have a say in it. They saw this star power and just wanted to like grab onto it
Yeah.
and rein it in like a horse. They saw this beautiful fucking horse and went, I'm going to break it and I'm going to ride it and I'm going to,
Yeah.
maybe crazy, you know, uh way to say that, but you know what I mean? It's like
No,
the
it's
amount of like, men that were just immediately like, I'm going to use you as an opportunity instead of seeing her as like I just her contemporaries in music, all of the men around her were not getting treated the same way.
yeah. Well, and so she like released that first album, but by the time her second one came around, she had gone over to a different recording uh company because when I was looking up the information for Just Because I'm a Woman, which is one of my favorite songs, and we'll jump into that in a minute. But
Hmm.
it's also the title of her second album. And uh, just in the notes, it said when Parton joined the Porter Wagner show in September 1967, she was still signed to Monument Records. In addition to having Parton join his show, Wagner was instrumental in persuading RCA to sign Parton to a recording contract. Her first
Hmm.
3 sessions for RCA were limited to duets with Wagner because she was still not able to record with RCA as a solo artist until her contract with Monument expired. So I feel like, you're talking about like the sound and everything. I feel like it probably changed once she was able to go over to a new recording studio. But like even just the fact that like Port Porter Wagner had to, I think I kept saying Porter Wagner had to like go I'm not thinking of the right word, but like go persuade them to bring her on. Like is insane to me too. Like you didn't want Dolly Parton? Did you did you not want her? Cuz that's stupid on your part.
There's a lot of like convoluted stuff about it for sure. And I mean like their relationship, like her relationship with Porter Wagner definitely soured by the
Yeah.
end, and he eventually started owning, he owned a huge significant stake of her music by the end of it too. So it's like even though he was there to facilitate a new record deal for her that gave her more freedom to record the kind of music she wanted to record and have solo success, like um literally like Wagner had a significant financial stake in her future. As of 1969, he was her co-producer. This is
Oh.
like very soon after she joined as a, duet partner.
Yeah.
He was her co-producer and owned nearly half of the publishing company that was founded by her and her uncle.
Oh
Nearly
wow.
half of all of the money that she had made in her on her own with her uncle when they were writing songs together, he just owned it. So
Ew.
I know that we'll touch on this in a little bit, but like in her deciding to like leave, there was a long like or like legal battle over all that kind of stuff. And I know moving forward, she became a very, very smart businesswoman because she'd been, fucked over this, that,
Mhm.
and which way by all these different people. Like, Monument wanting to come in and tell her, no, this is the kind of artist you're going to be. And then Porter Wagner coming in being like, don't worry, I'm going to be Superman for you, but I'm going to take a giant cut of your publishing, and I'm also going to own this, and I'm going to tell you what you're going to sing, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And it's like all of the like some of the best music that you'll ever write is going to be while you're with me. And like there's got to be, unfortunately, like some worry on her part that like he owns some of that, and that's really
Yeah.
terrifying, for sure.
Which is a great segue into, so we when we were discussing how to do Dolly Parton, we were like, there's too many songs, too many albums, as we've said before. So we decided to pick 5 favorite songs, and this leads perfectly into one of my favorites, which was "I Will Always Love You." We have to cover "I Will Always Love You." You can't
Mm-hmm.
cover Dolly Parton and not cover "I Will Always Love You." And this song was actually, it wasn't written about a relationship or anything. It was written about Porter Wagner and
Mm-hmm.
her decision to pursue a solo career and leave him behind. And so it was originally recorded in 1973, written as a farewell to her business partner and mentor, Porter Wagner, expressing Parton's decision to pursue a solo career. The country single was released in 1974. The song was a commercial success for Parton, twice reaching the top spot of the U.S. Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart, first in June 1974, then again October 1982 with the re-recording for the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas soundtrack. Whitney Houston recorded the pop ballad arrangement of the song for the 1992 film The Bodyguard, and Houston's version peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a then record-breaking 14 weeks. The single was certified diamond by the RIAA, making Houston's first diamond single, the third female artist who had both a diamond single and a diamond album, and becoming the best-selling single by a woman in the U.S. Dolly Parton suggested to singer Patti LaBelle that she should record "I Will Always Love You" because she felt LaBelle could have sung it so well. However, LaBelle admits she kept putting off the opportunity to do so and later deeply regretted it after she heard Whitney Houston's rendition.
Uh-oh. Where are my background singers? Patti LaBelle, my girl.
I love her. I have a video of her and Dolly Parton coming up later too. It's just one of my favorite videos ever. But
I feel like some of my favorite cultural moments have always Patti LaBelle is at the center of them.
She is. we got to do something on her sometime.
100%. I'm so down. What I find really interesting about this song, just like another moment of a man trying to take everything. In 1974, Elvis expressed interest in wanting to record the song as well. And at first, Dolly Parton was interested. She was like, wow, that's really special that Elvis Presley wants to record my song. And then she caught wind that Colonel Tom Parker, his manager, well, he specifically went up to her and told her, and he said, it's standard procedure for the songwriter to sign over half of the publishing rights to any song that Elvis records. And then she went, oh my God, no. Oh no. And I know, so this is like, an actual quote that she said, I said, I'm really sorry. And I cried all night. I mean, it's like the worst thing, it's like, oh my God, Elvis Presley. And other people were saying, you're nuts. It's Elvis Presley. I said, I can't do that. Something in my heart says, don't do it. And I just didn't do it. He would have killed it. But anyway, so he didn't. And then Whitney Houston's version came out and I made enough money to buy Graceland. That's right, woman. That is absolutely fucking right. A fucking man,
Listen
dude.
to your gut, babe.
Mm-hmm. And what I love about the original version is, and we were talking about this a little earlier off air, is what I love about Dolly Parton is she is not afraid to just talk in her songs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I don't hear very often in country music anymore. There's a newer country song, I don't know if it's actually called this, but I know that like the part that's like popular on TikTok is the "Excuse me, you look like you love me." It might be "You Look Like You Love Me." But anyway, in that song, the what is her what is the name of the artist? Oh no. But the artist that wrote the song, at first thought it would be really silly to add like talking into the song, but then was like, well, like there's so many famous country songs that he used to do, like that used to have talking in it and like added talking into the song.
Yeah.
And I think it like really works. But in this version, I mean, in Dolly Parton's song, she does the same thing. And it's funny because like in Whitney Houston's, she doesn't do that. She She says, I wish you joy and happiness.
Yeah.
Does that whole thing, and she's, and then she does the key change and all that stuff. And Whitney Houston's version will make you like literally like float.
Yeah.
But so good. So unbelievably good. I think Whitney Houston's version is one of those, like, if you're gonna do a cover, you want it to be so good that people like don't even remember the original version. Like I remember, like literally when I was younger, I didn't even know this was a Dolly Parton
I
song.
didn't either. I actually, a lot of people say it was on American Idol. Like somebody performed it and somebody said it was a Dolly Parton song and everybody went, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Like, but that
I literally was
also,
like, what do you mean? Erm?
what
That's
a
crazy.
what a testament of a good songwriter though, that she can do like a nice country version, cuz now I've heard both versions, you know. But then like somebody like Whitney Houston can take it and just make it this power ballad that lives on for fucking ever.
Hmm.
Like,
It's so good. I mean, like, I know so many other artists have also covered the song, and done their own versions, and that's fine. Uh, and that's fine. But,
yeah,
Whitney, slam dunked it.
she
And
did.
that's
She did.
okay. That's also totally okay. She went, that's my song now. Thank you so much.
But I
Um,
think the way the melody in this was written in both versions, the melody just like captures that like sweet sorrow. Like even though after what you told me, I kind of hate Porter Wagner,
fuck that guy, dude.
but
I know that, like, I'm sure that we don't even know the half of the evil of that person. Okay. Unfortunately for me, the unfortunate thing about me is that I read this kind of stuff and I immediately go, "You are probably 80 times more evil than I'm
yeah.
than I know. You're probably way more evil than it's being let on, and it won't ever come out." Because Dolly Parton is too nice of a person to ever say out loud the probable shit that you put her through.
Well, and that's the thing is that like so she writes this song and it's just like the sweetest ballad of like I still love you. I still appreciate everything you did for me. I still wish you everything in the world. I just got to go my own way. Like
Right.
and it's
Which, like, such a sweet thing to say, you know?
yeah, to
I
someone
think
who
that,
tried to
like,
take her money.
yeah, someone that literally owned half of her fucking publishing, by the way, like, literally just came in and was like, look at all your hard work. Ah, that's so cool. You worked so hard. I own all that now. And then, hey, not to derail the conversation or whatever, but like, people sit there and they go, "Oh, it's so annoying that Taylor Swift was so going on and on and on about her owning her own publishing or owning her own music." Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
And why do we think that is? Probably because she wrote her own music and wanted to own it? Yeah, probably. I would also like to own my art, I
Yeah.
think.
I
You
think
know?
I think I'd like to own my own music and
Heaven
and not
forbid a
give
bitch wants to own her own art.
and not
The
give
fuck?
money to someone who had nothing to do with it.
Literally. Somebody that wasn't even in the room, that I didn't even know when I made this music, owns half owns my stuff and is sitting there pretending like they know what's best for me, and they get to decide as owner of my publishing, like, what, like literally, what, like, if it goes to a certain movie, if it goes to a certain other artist to record, like, I don't even get any say over like how my art is distributed, how my art gets to live on moving forward if someone owns your publishing like that. Dude, no.
And like, okay.
No.
But but going back to like what a testament to how graceful and kind Dolly Parton is. Because if
Oh
I
yeah,
were to
dude.
write a song about him, it would not be so kind.
Not at all.
It would have not been that kind. But she says,
Not at all.
I wish you joy and happiness. And above all this, I wish you love. Like, she is a far better person than I ever would be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I know those creative juices were cooking because I know this next song is also on your list. But she
Yes.
didn't just write this song in one songwriting session.
No.
She wrote this song and her, like, probably most famous song of all time.
Jolene.
In the same day, dude.
That was that I
In the
literally had
same
on the
day.
same exact day she wrote Jolene.
That is so
What
crazy,
the
dude.
hell?
Like, ugh.
Like, wait
Whatever
it.
flow she was on, can I have some of that flow,
Yeah.
please?
It was
Please, dear God, give me 5% of that flow.
it was probably fueled. I'm not gonna lie. Some of my best work comes when I'm doing revenge art.
Amen. And these two songs are like, I mean, like this is like the nice, like I Will Always Love You is like the nice, very nice version of revenge, and Jolene is like, I could kill you.
Yeah,
I could kill you. I'm not going to, but I could. I just want you to know that. But you know what? Even Jolene is an extremely respectful song. It's like,
it
hey,
is.
you're encroaching on my man, and I just want you to know, like, that hurts my feelings. Don't do that. That's essentially Jolene. Hey, actually, this is all I got, so please don't take him.
Yeah,
Hey man, you could have your just there's everybody else. Like
you're,
just not
you're
this
stunning.
one
You're
guy.
beautiful.
Can you
You're
just like
wonderful.
somebody else?
just, just please don't. I might lose my shit if you do. Like,
This is literally all I have, please.
according to Parton, the song was inspired by a red-headed bank clerk who flirted with her husband, Carl Dean, at his local bank branch around the time they were newly married. In an interview, she also revealed that Jolene's name and appearance are based on that of a young fan who came on stage and asked for her autograph. The guitar parts on the
Ooh.
recording were performed by Chip Young and Wayne Moss. Young played the primary thumb-picked parts, with Moss playing the complementary steel string part that enters on the second refrain. Young got the finger-picking pattern from a similar pattern played by Joe South. Jolene was nominated for the Grammy Awards for Best Female Country Vocal Performance twice in 1975 and 1976. The first nomination was for the original recording, and the second was for the live recording from the TV series In Concert. It did not win either time, which I call bullshit. However, in 2017, a cover by the a cappella group Pentatonics won the Grammy Award for Best Country Duo Group Performance. This version featured Parton on it. It peaked at #1 on the country billboards.
I think that this song does such a good job. Like one of my favorite things about Dolly Parton as a songwriter and just in general, like such a testament to like country music as a whole, but like such a good storyteller. Your
Mm-hmm.
beauty is beyond compare with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. You immediately see this
Yeah, I
person.
was like, you can picture that right there. And like,
And what words too.
if I wanted to be honest, like I always wanted to look like Jolene.
Dude,
Like,
same. I was like, she sounds hot.
all my
Sucks.
D&D characters have flaming locks of auburn hair and green eyes. I wonder why.
Uh-oh. Literally, and then it goes into your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft as summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. It's not even a
Yes.
woman-hating song. I think some
No.
people don't get that. They really do think that this is like a song to say fuck you to the other woman. That is not at all what this song is. And I think
Yeah.
that that's like it's I can't compete with you. I'm not going like and I'm not going to. I just this is a plea from woman to woman like please.
Yeah.
Please don't take him.
Yeah.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Like this is like the only man I have.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not mean. It's not mean. It's
No.
just like
Which, can we be
it
honest for a second though? Dolly Parton could probably take any man she wants to. But Dolly Parton is stunning as well. Oh no, I can't hear you, Kasey.
oh no.
Oh, okay, you're back now.
Okay, sorry.
You just like disappeared for a hot minute there.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
The
Um
dogs are in here now, so I'm like worried that they're gonna start barking.
oh um but yeah, I think that Dolly Parton could 100% have taken any man she wanted. So the fact that she was worried about this other woman is a little funny to me, but
No, I totally get it. I think it's like something everybody worries about in every relationship for sure.
yeah.
It's like, oh no, like they have something that I don't have, especially because like Carl Dean like was not someone that like Carl Dean is such a mysterious figure in Dolly's
Yeah.
life. Like there are only pictures of him from like early in their relationship,
I
like
saw
early in their
I
marriage.
saw one of them older, and that's the only one I could find. Yeah, the rest were all
Yeah, it's
like
like,
old
oh, sorry,
pictures.
go ahead.
Well, no, just
I
all of
think,
them were old pictures.
yeah. I mean, he just like, I think she just kept always would say like he just doesn't like being out. He doesn't like being outside. It's just not his
Yeah.
thing. He doesn't like this whole like being famous thing. And it's like that's crazy because you're literally married to like one of the most famous people on planet Earth.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
But the cool thing is that they stayed married. Like
They did.
I would love to know more about their relationship because they
Yeah.
sustained that for their whole life living like you said she's the most famous one of the most famous people on the planet and he somehow stayed out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's insane.
It does feel crazy, especially like because he just passed away like a couple of months ago, which is super
Mhm.
sad. And that's why I wanted to include, obviously the last song that she's released, which is a
Yeah.
song for him, If You Hadn't Been There. Um, which I think it's such a sweet song.
Which we can
But
jump into that one right now if you want to.
oh, we definitely can. Let me pull up the lyrics so that way I have them. What's funny is so there's a song by, and I know that we'll never we usually we won't talk about uh like male songwriters on this podcast.
Yeah.
Usually, there's a male songwriter named Jason Isbell who wrote a song for his wife, who he's currently getting divorced from, which makes it really sad. It's called If We Were Vampires, and that song is also a song that really makes me cry.
Oh.
But it's about if we were vampires, like we wouldn't have to like essentially we wouldn't have to worry about, time. We could just like be together forever. But it's like but maybe we'll get 40 years together, but one day you'll be gone or one day I'll be gone. And
Oh.
well, maybe we'll have to spend some days alone. And like, oh,
Ugh. I don't
makes
like
me
it.
sick.
Ugh.
And I feel like this song is like the other side of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was thinking about that last night, just like listening to it and like getting really sad. Um, like literally lyrically, like the first part of the song is if you hadn't been there, where would I be? Without your trust, love, and belief, the ups and downs we've shared, or the ups and downs we've always shared, I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there. If you hadn't been you, well, who would I be? You've always seen the best in me. Your loving arms have cradled me. You held me close, and I believe I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there, holding my hand, showing you care. You made me dream more than I dared, and I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there. You're my rock, a soft place to land, my wings, my confidence. You understand your willingness beyond compare, and no, I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there. And that just like, ugh,
I can't. I'm crying right now.
I just fucking can't, dude. I like, and the picture is a picture of the two of them from like when they like were really, really young. And
Ugh.
it makes me I don't know why. I think just because like the fact that they like, I don't know, were they married for like 50
It
years or
said
something like that? Like
58 years?
longer even if,
Hold
but
on, I have
like,
it down here. Let me find it. Um
it just makes me so sad. But I
yeah, they
just,
were married for
I
58 years.
58. And I think it's such a lovely way to honor him it was to release this song, but like I've only been able to listen to it like twice. Like
Yeah,
once when it
no.
came out and then like once last night. And as I was listening to it last night, I was like,
Yeah, you
I
can't.
cannot
That's one
listen
of
to
those
it
songs
anymore.
you can't like unless you want to hurt yourself really really bad.
Yeah, if you guys really want to feel something, listen to If You Hadn't Been There. It's a tribute to her late husband who just passed away this year. I couldn't imagine. It's like literally it's, if talking about that song If We Were Vampires, like
Yeah.
we'll have to, one of us is going to have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together, then one day I'll be gone or one day you'll be gone. And like that's, an ultimate reality if you end up spending the
Yeah.
rest of your life with somebody. Like, I love my partner so much. We've been together 8 years, and I hope we spend the rest of our lives together. But the reality is, one of us is probably going to go before the other, and that's like,
I know. I
I don't even
can't
want
think
to
about
think
it.
about it. It
I
makes me
can't
so
think about it.
upset.
I can't think about it. Nope.
Yeah,
I'm
make me
okay.
start
I'm good.
punching things.
I'm good.
Exactly.
I don't need to
I
think
just think that
about it.
song's so beautiful. It's like its own special, separate thing. But
So if you need a cry to purge, you know,
yeah,
your
so there are a couple
system,
of songs about Carl. That's one of them, and Jolene's another. They're both beautiful songs.
Jolene
Anyway,
is another. Also, just because I'm a woman, funny enough, is
yes.
from a real life dispute with her husband, Carl DJ.
Hey, Carl.
It doesn't say what the dispute was. It just says it came from a real life dispute with her hubby. But I
Mm,
did put Just Because I'm a Woman on my list too. Just Because I'm a Woman is the title track of her second solo studio album by the same name. The track was the only single released, and it peaked at number 17 on the Hot Country Singles charts, which Parton felt that radio stations held back airplay as they deemed it too women's libby. Quote.
ugh.
Um,
Ugh.
which when I saw that it peaked at number 17, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. But I just love I wrote down like the whole second half of that song because it says, "Now a man will take a good girl and he'll ruin her reputation. But when he wants to marry, well, that's a different situation. He'll just walk off and leave her to do the best she can while he looks for an angel to wear his wedding band. Now I know that I'm
Mm,
no angel, if that's what you thought you'd found. I was just the victim of a man that let me down. Yes, I've made mistakes,
damn.
but listen and understand my mistakes are no worse than yours just because I'm a woman." Ugh.
It's not picking it up, but I'm snapping into the microphone. Snapping.
You can't see it, but I have chills all up and down my arms. Like,
Mm-mm.
and what I love about this song is that it's just good old country. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
melody, the song, the guitar, it's good old country like my papa used to listen to. And I feel like that's the best part of it because it's like sticking it to a field that's so male dominant and like
Mm-hmm.
playing the type of shit that they listen to all the time, but being like, fuck you at the same time. In a very Dolly way. In a
Mm.
very Dolly Parton way.
It's so good, dude.
Ugh.
I like the like abrupt end of the song too. Like I think that I know that like it was same thing with Jolene, like inspired by an incident that didn't really go anywhere, and then like she has such a vivid imagination and like takes things in such a cool place. Like
Yeah.
um I don't know. I think that like the full story of the song is just so cool. And it is such a bummer that like it kind of goes into like, 9 to 5 a little, even though this song
Mm-hmm.
came out like well before she was even in 9 to 5. What did this song came out in like 1967? She wrote 9 to 5 and was in 9 to 5 in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just talking about 9 to 5 earlier today, and that came out 45 years ago, and it's like, oh my God, still the same
It's still the
fucking
same
shit,
fucking thing.
dude. Same fucking shit.
Which that movie is a fucking wild ride.
That is a crazy movie. Oh my God.
But 9 to 5 was on your list, right?
It is on my list, yes. I've always liked that song. I'd never seen the movie, but I always liked the song. So I'm glad I was able to watch the movie because I was like, this puts a lot
Yeah.
of context here. But I just think lyrically, it is so cool. Let me
It's
see if I
such a
can
good
pull up
song.
pull
The
up the lyrics
I
so that way
literally
I'm
in our kitchen I
like,
have Dolly Parton because she has her like home decor collections now
mm-hmm.
that were being sold at Dollar General, which I love. And I have her sign that says pour myself a cup of ambition over
Dude,
my
that's
coffee
so
bar.
good. I wanted to make sure she is listed as the sole songwriter of this song, which I think one
Yeah.
slay. But lyrically, like so good. tumble out of bed and I stumble in the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Immediately with such an earwormy melody and like this
Yes.
train stomping beat that like
Mm-hmm.
you're just like coming to life too, but also feel this like panic of, oh fuck, am I late to work while you're watching this movie? Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping out on the street, the traffic starts jumping, and the folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Um, barely getting by. They just use your mind and they give you no credit, or they never give you credit. I wonder who that's about. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it.
Yeah.
9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion, want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. Again, it's like this is for a
Ugh.
movie, but also like could be about her old boss.
Yeah.
Um, second verse, so powerful. They let you dream just to watch him shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but but you got dreams he'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. I think the lyrics are so
The
good.
lyrics
I
are so good.
love this song so much.
And
But
like,
it's like,
I'm sorry, who in the world, I'm sure there's some, but who in the world doesn't know as soon as you hear that beat start what's coming your
yeah,
way?
what's crazy is like this song in particular, I know that it was written for a movie, and I think people like hear it and they immediately like think, ah ha ha, hokey pokey, whatever. This song is like, in my opinion, okay, controversial, and I know what I'm gonna say. People are gonna be like, literally, what are you talking about, girl? This is so well written, so smart, so well written, so
Mm-hmm.
apt for the time that like if you told me that like Woody Guthrie wrote the lyrics to this in like the 1930s, I'd be like, yeah, I get that. And he was the one that penned like, this land is your land, this land is my land.
Yeah.
But like, like how is this not like a folk tune like to say fuck you to the establishment and the man? Like
Yeah.
literally like
No,
to keep
100%
to
it
keep
is.
going about the lyrics, like there's a better life and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game no matter what they call it, and you spend your life putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and no given. They'll just use your mind and never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it.
Yep. And what a
I
song
just think,
about, like,
sorry, go ahead.
as someone who lives as an artist too, like that's why so many of us don't work 9 to 5s, because we're like, why am I gonna waste my life doing that?
Dude,
And
I mean,
maybe it was
I
Dolly
feel like,
Parton in our heads growing up.
mm-hmm, it's, dude, I think she just like perfectly encapsulated it. And like I just think that it's so good. Rolling Stone calls 9 to 5 Parton's most transformative song, ranking it number 7 on a list of 50 best Dolly Parton songs. Because Rolling Stone loves a good list.
Yeah, they
And they
sure
turned
do.
9 to 5 into a musical, which so that's,
Yeah, that was a
also
musical
super cool.
too. Um,
Um, but sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, like she had part in that musical, but obviously because it was her music, and they're not gonna do 9 to 5 without doing 9 to 5.
Hmm.
Like,
9 to 5 is also one of the few Broadway. 9 to 5 is one of the few Billboard chart songs to feature the clacking of a typewriter. Parton has stated in numerous interviews that when she wrote the song, she devised the clacking typewriter rhythm by running her acrylic fingernails back and forth against one another.
which
With
is
this
going to
same,
come up.
exactly, this is also a great transition.
Yeah.
Parton became only the second woman to top both the U.S. country singles chart and the Billboard Hot 100 with the same single. The first was 1968's Harper Valley PTA by Jeannie C. Riley, which Parton had coincidentally covered in her 1969 album In the Good Old Days, When Times Were Bad. In 9 to 5, served as a theme song for the mid 1980s sitcom 9 to 5, which derived from the film. Phoebe Snow sang the theme for the 4-episode premiere season, which aired from March to April of 1982. However, Parton would be heard singing the theme from the sitcom's 1982 to 1993 or 1983 run and for its revival. Um, songwriters Neil and Jan Goldberg filed a lawsuit against Parton, claiming that 9 to 5 was a copy of their 1976 song Money World, And in 1985, the court ruled in Parton's favor. I know that's fucking right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What
But
the
it is
fuck?
really funny. So it's like, we have or like Amy prepared a video to show you guys about this. But I think it's so cool that like not only does she like have such a great mind lyrically, but sonically,
Yeah.
using a typewriter to kind of like have this like trucking beat along that like, because you hear it in the dink when it kind of makes the
Yeah.
sound where and then also like the sound of your nails and stuff. And then I know that she kind of talks about that in this situation with Patti LaBelle as well.
Yeah. I went ahead and shared the screen with you if you want to watch it too.
Yes, I love this video.
This is one of my favorite videos.
Songs when I don't have my guitar, I beat around on the dashboard of my car when I'm riding around writing songs. But then I have a little rhythm that we can do with these acrylic nails. Can you do that?
Yep.
Oh, good. You want to play a little song for them? Get up close to your microphone. We're mic'd right down in here. Get up close to it. Okay.
That's cute.
Can you hear that?
See, we did plan this, but we didn't know how it was going to sound.
Well, we were
Sounds
planning
real
to see if
cute.
we could do something like, Mama, little children love shortening, shortening. Mama, little children love shortening bread. Mama, little children love shortening, shortening. Mama, little children love shortening bread. Wait, Patty.
That is one of my favorite clips.
I love her laugh. It's so fun.
Yeah. And Dolly has such a like distinct voice too. Like distinct
She
voice and
really
laugh.
does.
Like you hear her talk and you go, "Oh my god, it's Dolly." And it just makes you, at least it makes me happy.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I've just always loved that because like the idea to use your acrylic nails as a percussion instrument is is so cool and so like innately feminine. Like, they have their nails done. It's pretty. But she's using
Yeah,
it
it's
as a
so
tool.
like of the character too of like secretary at this job, like in the role that she plays too of like um you're not just using the typewriter, but she had those long nails in the film too. So it's like
Mhm.
utilizing all the aspects of her character to help like create like this like world
Yeah.
and this story. It's like, because at the end of the day, what is Dolly Parton? She is a storyteller and a
Yes.
damn fine good one at that.
An amazing storyteller. Yeah, and then like while we're talking about this, we did go into her movies a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I only got to watch 9 to 5 and Steel Magnolias, which gutted me. I don't know how that was my first time watching
gut-wrenching
that
film.
Fucking gutted me. I was not prepared. I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna watch a Dolly Parton movie." I was not okay.
Ooh.
Ugh, that was the first one I watched, and I don't know how I've never seen this movie, but that one is. But also, like, such a good story of the value of female friendship
Yeah.
and loving each
Very
other.
true.
Like, there were a lot of emotions I had watching that because, like, obviously there's the whole, like, chronic illness thing and everything that happens and Sally Fields just fucking destroying us in the cemetery. But
Yeah.
but also like the emotions of like it kind of reminded me of our girls and like how we'd be
Yeah.
there for each other and even the like picking on the one who's who's always so angry, like there was like lighthearted moments, there was really really heavy moments. It was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
One that I'll have to definitely make sure that I am in the right place to watch again though.
Yeah.
9 to 5 was just wild. I did not know what I was getting in with that movie.
That is one I probably will not forget, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I'm probably still gonna watch that one. I have seen a little bit of Heartstrings, which is her mini series on Netflix,
Mhm.
and it's like goes through the anthology of the stories of her songs, which is what we were talking about. She is a great storyteller. And so they took her songs and turned them into movies. They did the same thing with and this song's on your list too. Or Coat of Many Colors.
Yes.
they made a movie out of that too.
Hell yeah.
So, which if you want to talk about that song now.
Yes, I have always loved this song. I just thought that the story of it was so cool. This was composed in 1969 while traveling with Porter Wagner on a tour bus. She explains in her 1984 memoir, My Life and Other Unfinished Business, because she couldn't find any paper as the song came to her, she wrote it on the back of a dry clean receipt from one of Wagner's suits. And when the song became a hit, Wagner had this receipt framed. When she recorded the song in 1971, she made the title of her album Coat of Many Colors as well. The song reached number 4 on the US country singles charts. And it details the story of like her upbringing as a child of being super poor. It's how her mother stitched together a coat for her out of the rags given to the family. As she sewed, she told her child the biblical story of Joseph and his coat of many colors. The excited child, with patches on my breeches. This is like a quote from the song. With patches on my breeches and holes in both my shoes, rushed to school just to find others laughing and making fun of me for wearing a coat made of rags. So lyrically, I could not understand it, for I felt I was rich, and I told them of the love my mama sewed in every stitch. And I told them the story mama told me while she sewed, and how my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes. The song concludes with Parton singing the moral of her story, but they didn't understand it, and I tried to make them see one is only poor only if they choose to be. Now I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be, and my coat of many colors my mama made for me. Which makes me want to tear up. That's so sweet.
I am tearing up, but it's me. I cry about everything. So.
Parton has called the song A World of Things, and it teaches about bullying, about love, about acceptance, about good and about parents. There's a missing final verse. It says on the original LP released in 1975 compilation Best of Dolly Parton, the printed lyrics to the song appeared in the inner gatefold of the album, including a final verse that has not been included on any of Parton's recordings of the song. And the final verse said, "Though life I've remained happy and good luck on my side, I have everything that anyone could ever want from life. But nothing is as precious as my mama's memory and my coat of many colors that my mama made for me." And I think that that's so sweet. The original Dolly says that the original coat was used for various other purposes, but her mother did make a new one just to use and put on display in her Chasing Rainbows museum at Dollywood. Wagner also donated the framed dry cleaning receipt on which Parton composed the song to the museum where it now hangs. So if you guys ever find yourself at Dollywood, you can actually go visit a new version of the coat, but the actual receipt that the song was written on.
That's so cool.
It's such a beautiful song. It's listed number 10 on the list of 100 greatest songs of the South. It was also in 1996 turned into a picture book for the song by Judith Stutton and published by HarperCollins Children's Books. In 2008, Christy Lee Cook performed the song on American Idol during Dolly Parton Week. There are so many different. Literally, in 2011, Parton's recording was added to the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry list of sound recordings that are, quote, culturally, historically, or aesthetically important and or inform or reflect life in the United States. That's how important this song is.
Yeah.
I genuinely, like, I remember the first time I heard the song when I was little, and I just like was so taken by the story of the song, like whether or not it's true. I mean, I know that it's very close to true, but it just like, literally, it makes my heart just,
Yeah.
like, it opens like back through the years. I go wandering once again back to the seasons of my youth. I recall a box of rags that someone gave us and how my mama put the rags to use. There were rags of many colors, but every piece was small and I didn't have a coat. It was way down in the fall. Mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece with love. She made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. As she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore. And then she said, "Perhaps this coat will bring you good luck and happiness." And I just couldn't wait to wear it, and Mama blessed it with a kiss. My coat of many colors that Mama made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. Although we had no money, I was as rich as I could be in my coat of many colors my Mama made for me. So with patches on my breeches and holes in both my shoes, in my coat of many colors, I hurried off to school, just to find others laughing and making fun of me in my coat of many colors my mama made for me. And no, I couldn't understand it, for I felt I was rich and I told them of the love my mama sewed in every stitch. I told them of all the story Mama told me while she sewed and how my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes, but they didn't understand it, and I tried to make them see the one or that one is only poor if they choose to be. Now I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors that my mama made for me. That's like all the lyrics of the song. And I've always thought that's such a beautiful sentiment. Oh,
It is.
so good.
It's such a good
It's so
song. I
good.
love that song.
But that's one of my favorite Dolly Parton songs. It's been one of my favorite Dolly Parton songs since I was very little.
And with good reason.
Yeah.
It's
In 2022, Brandy Carlisle and Pink performed the song together during Parton's induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So I also wanted to throw that in there because I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Which, you know, kind of as a segue, you know, Dolly Parton has this way of like, she's Miley Cyrus's godmother, which is kind of just a cool fun fact. But like, if you've seen some of her tribute concerts, I watched her Music Cares tribute with just star-studded female performances on every single one. She empowers female artists everywhere. Like, she's just someone that female artists look up to in general. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's one that just like the whole world looks up to, honestly. But my next song was Wildflowers because I really wanted to pick a song that was from Trio, which was Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt. And when I was watching the Music Cares concert, Linda Ronstadt and Emmylou Harris came out to speak about Dolly Parton. And my favorite thing was just that they said that when Emmylou Harris and Linda had first become friends, they were both talking about how much they loved and admired Dolly Parton. And then 2 years later, they got hit up from Dolly saying that she wanted to play with them. And Linda recalls getting the call and hopping in the car and, quote, driving as fast as the legal speed limit would allow me, and actually a little faster than that.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I just think that she has this way of like, even all the way back then, this is years and years ago. These are, you know, Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt aren't small names either, you know?
No, not at all.
And they admired her too.
Yeah.
I just think that's so cool. But so I picked Wildflowers as one of my songs, and it was a song written by Dolly Parton, which was included on the Grammy-winning multi-platinum 1987 album Trio, and recorded by Parton with Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt. The original recording featured an auto harp, acoustic guitar played by Harris, and fiddle, and was arranged to sound like an old-fashioned Appalachian folk song. It was the fourth single released from the Trio album and reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles and Tracks chart in July 1988. But the reason I wrote this is I wrote down the first few lines in the song that really gets me. And it was, the hills were alive with wildflowers, and I was as wild, even wilder than they. For at least I could run, they just died in the sun, and I refused to just wither in place. And I just, as soon as those lyrics hit, I was just like, ugh, it's such a good song. The harmonies are beautiful. It really does give you those old folk vibes. And the three of them together are just amazing. Like, go check out the whole album. I think there was a Trio 2 too. Like, there was a second version of it. So they recorded 2 albums together. But I put that down as one of my favorites because I just love the female camaraderie of coming together to record something like that. I loved the music and the way they sounded together, and I really loved the lyrics. The lyrics are beautiful.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So,
that's really sweet.
yeah, when I was watching the Music Cares thing and they came out and talked, I immediately looked up some of their work together because I just thought that, because like I said, those aren't small names, and I didn't know at the time that they had worked together.
Yeah.
But I always think it's so cool when female musicians get together with other female musicians and create like a power group.
I agree. I agree.
Like we did.
Yes.
So, but what was next on your list?
I have two, so I think I'm gonna go in order of like when they released.
Okay.
So another song I really have always liked is called "Light of a Clear Blue Morning." That song came out in March 22nd of 1977. It's a song written and recorded, by her, and first appeared on her 1977 album New Harvest First Gathering, and provided a top 20 country hit for her as a single. As Parton has told in interviews over the years, Light of a Clear Blue Morning was her song of deliverance, coming out of pain from her break with longtime musical and business partner Porter Wagner. Parton left Wagner's band in 1974 to aim her career at a more mainstream pop direction, and Wagner responded by taking legal action, and the next couple of years were reportedly painful for both performers. According to the unauthorized 1978 biography Dolly by Alana Nash, Light of a Clear Blue Morning was written. Parton felt the figurative clouds lifting as the fruits of her sacrifices of the previous few years were becoming apparent. Parton has recorded Light of a Clear Blue Morning 3 times. It was released as a single in March of 77. Why do I keep saying 97? That's crazy. From the album New Harvest First Gathering. And the song just missed the top 10. Peaking at number 11. Parton recorded the song to include on her 1992 film Straight Talk. For this recording, she changed the lyrics of verse 2, and then the third recording of the song appeared on an album of patriotic and religious songs Parton released in 2003 called Forgotten Country, which, if I'm not mistaken, the last song I wanted to talk about might also be on that album, but I'm not 100% sure. So Mark Deming of AllMusic declared that Light of a Clear Blue Morning is a sophisticated piece of adult contemporary songcraft. And on the list of 50 greatest Dolly Parton songs, Rolling Stone magazine ranked Light of a Clear Blue Morning as number 4.
Oh.
A couple of different people have recorded over the years, including Miley Cyrus. The Waylon Jennings did it in 2017. Glenn Campbell has done it as well. And then I wanted to pull up the lyrics because I think that they're also just really cool. So just to give a little bit of context behind some of the lyricism, this is the opening verse. It says, "It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day a-dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine. You know I ain't seen it in so long, but everything's going to work out just fine, and everything's going to be all right. That's been all wrong. Because I see the light of a clear blue morning. I see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's going to be all right. It's going to be okay." It's been a long time since I've known the taste of freedom and those clinging vines that had me bound. Well, I don't need them, and I've been like a captured eagle. You know, an eagle's born to fly. Now that I've won my freedom, like an eagle, I'm eager for the sky.
Ugh.
And then she just goes into light of a clear blue morning over and over again.
Yeah.
But I just think that that's so cool. And I mean, very obvious that that is exactly what it's about. Just getting out of all of that BS with Porter Wagner and everything. Clearly they still have somewhat of a professional relationship of some sort, that he was willing to donate the receipt to her Dollywood Museum, because again, she's such a respectful person, but just being able to write what she needed to say in a respectful way in all of these different songs, I think that it's so cool. I mean, I think that this is this song works in so many different capacities, because I Will Always Love You isn't just obviously for her, it's a song about being I needed to get away from my boss, but I'll always have a love for you in my heart. And, you hear it from Whitney Houston's perspective, and it's I have to leave the love of my life or something like that. There's different interpretations of it. Same thing with Light of a Clear Blue Morning, I feel is the same way. It just has a more Southern, almost church vibe to it. And I understand her just changing some of the lyrics can make it seem like it's almost a song for some sort of religious perspective. But
Yeah.
I just always really liked that song too, so I wanted to include that in here. I thought that some of the lyrics are just so cool.
Which is always why I love to look up Dolly talking about her songs. I
Yeah.
was really disappointed to like some of them there was like no information on it, and I was like, "No, I want to know why she wrote it because they're always not what you think they were about." Like I would have
Yeah.
never thought I Will Always Love You was about a business relationship. You know, or
Dude, sometimes that's all the inspo you need.
yeah.
You don't always need to be in a bad like romantic relationship to write a good breakup song.
Mhm. And so I like ever since then I always love to look it up. Or like Jolene. Like Jolene wasn't necessarily he actually cheated on her or anything. It was just
Yeah.
some girl that flirted with him, you know.
Right, right.
And so I love to hear the stories behind Dolly's writing because it's always
Yeah.
so she has such a you said it earlier, she has such a vivid imagination that she
Yeah.
can create these stories with her songs.
100%.
So, all right, and what was your last song?
My last song was Hello God. It came out in July 9th of 2002 off her album On Halos and Horns. And I just thought this was just an interesting song. It starts off in the chorus first. And the chorus goes, "Hello God, are you out there? Can you hear me? Are you listening anymore? Hello God, if we're still on speaking terms, can you help me like before? I've questioned your existence. My resistance leaves me cold. Can you help me go the distance? Hello God, hello, hello." Um, the verse is, "This old world has gone to pieces. Can we fix it? Is there time? Hate and violence just increases. We're so selfish, cruel, and blind. We fight and kill each other and your name defending you. Do you love some more than others? We're so lost and confused."
Oh, Dolly.
I know, dude. Spitting. A chorus too, she changes the lyrics and goes like, "Hello God, are you out there? Can you hear us? Are you listening anymore? Oh God, if we're still on speaking terms, can you help us like before? Oh, the free will you have given, we have made a mockery of. There's no way to be living. We're in great need of your love." Um, yeah. And I think that like obviously coming out July 9th, 2002 wasn't even a full year after, 9/11 and
Yeah.
eventually the immediate start of like a really disgraceful war
Yeah.
in the Middle East. And I like to interpret it as, like her literally saying, we fight and kill each other in your name, defending you, is like, I want to believe it's like, this is her interpretation of like, all of that like bro country that came out. Like, I feel like country music really shifted after 9/11. And it went from
did.
being like storytelling about like literally whatever, like literally anything, to like everything was so like America, fuck yeah, like right after 9/11,
And
like
it
some of the
was
biggest. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say like
No, you're good. Go ahead.
country music like used to be like bucking it to the system, and then after 9/11 it turned into just like bootlicking almost.
Yeah, I mean, courtesy of the US of A or whatever that song is called. I don't even fucking know. There was like a couple of songs prior to 9/11 that like, also were very like America centered, like sniffing our own butt cracks about like service members and stuff like this. And it almost feels like this was like her way of just being like, this doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
And like, dude, are you out here? Because like this is starting to get crazy. And I really liked that. And that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to highlight that song, because it was like, that's kind of how I feel, where it's like, ooh, what the hell is going on?
Well, and I feel like I have one more song, but I feel like this is a good point to also jump into the fact like her philanthropy and stuff, because
Yeah.
she is someone who cares about the world. When COVID hit, she donated $1 million to finding the vaccine. And when, the vaccines came out and everybody was like, "Thank Dolly."
Mm-hmm. There was like a specific one I honestly can't even remember now, but I was like, I just want the Dolly one, and I did get that. Just don't remember even what it was.
It was, I have it on here. Favorite Dolly moment. Oh no, I guess I don't have it.
Oh, the Moderna
Moderna.
vaccine.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Moderna. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were people who would literally go, I want the Dolly vaccine, please.
I did get the Moderna vaccine.
I think I did too.
She was like one of the first, she was like the biggest supporter of it. And she strongly encouraged everyone to get vaccinated when eligible and performed a song celebrating her vaccination set to the tune of her song Jolene. She was like one of the very first people to get her vaccine in support of that. She's also, always been an advocate, like often politically neutral. Parton is known for her long history of openly supporting the gay community and publicly came out in support of same-sex marriage in 2009, and then after, she's always donated money. After Hurricane Helene, Parton announced a donation of $2 million in relief efforts, $1 million personally and another $1 million through her various businesses, to the generous donor of the Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Treated leukemia, or treated her niece for leukemia and stuff like that. In response to the 2016 Great Smoky Mountain fires, Parton was one of the number of country music artists who participated in a telethon to raise money for victims of the fire. This was held in Nashville on December 9th. In addition, Parton hosted her own telethon for the victims on December 13th and reportedly raised around $9 million. Her fund, the My People Fund, provided $1,000 a month for 6 months to over 900 families affected by the wildfires, finally culminating with $5,000 to each home in the final month due to increased fundraising of a total of $10,000 per family. Wow. In 2018, the FBI honored Parton with her wildfire aid work, awarding her the 2018 Directors Community Leadership Award at a ceremony at FBI headquarters in Washington. So,
I'm honestly sometimes just like, how does she find time?
She's a Capricorn.
She also has her Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. She founded this program which provides free books to children from birth to age 5 and has distributed hundreds of millions of books globally. She also has the Dollywood Foundation, which focuses on educational programs and poverty relief, particularly in her home region of East Tennessee. She's just a force to be reckoned with all around.
Absolutely.
She said she's not an angel, but I don't know about that. In my opinion, Dolly is an angel. And like I said, I don't know how she's a Capricorn, I guess. She runs businesses, she runs foundations, she has written over 3,000 songs, she acts in movies. She has a musical coming out on Broadway next year called
That's true.
Hello, I'm Dolly. Hello, right? Hello, I'm Dolly.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. And yeah, and she's not showing any signs of slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. she's just gonna continue going, I think, as long as the good Lord allows her to.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Well, really quick, let's jump into this last song I had. I had written down, and this is the only song I had written down that she did not write, and it was Here You Come Again, and it's a song written by Barry Mann and Cynthia Well and recorded by American entertainer Dolly Parton. It was released as a single in September 1977 as the title track from Parton's album of the same name. It topped the U.S. country singles chart for 5 weeks and was nominated for the 1978 Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. So a lot of people say this was like her pop crossover, but later on she said her producer said that Parton begged him to add steel guitar to avoid sounding too pop. And so they called in Al Perkins to fill that role. And she, quote, she wanted people to be able to hear the steel guitar. So if someone said it isn't country, she could say, prove it. And I love that song, and I love the way that it shows off her vocal range, particularly in the bridge right before the key change. Like,
Yeah.
this one really just shows off Dolly's ability to sing. Like, it shows her range. She has a few runs at the end where she's like kind of ad-libbing, and it's just a really nice song that shows like how much of a vocal range she has, and that's why I really like that song. It also just gives me nostalgia, like you'd hear it at the beginning of an old sitcom.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I can see the people turning towards the camera and smiling.
Yes, definitely.
But I don't really have much else to say about that song. That was just one that kind of stuck out in my head because I love that song. And then as I started researching and found out it was one she didn't write, I think that it's kind of cool that even though she has written over 3,000 songs, she's still working with other songwriters and has one of her biggest hits from another songwriter. And I think that's kind of a cool thing about her. Like, she doesn't feel like she has to do it all on her own. So, but that hits the end of our songs, right? We hit all our songs?
Yeah.
We hit all of our songs. So we're going to take a short break and hear from our fellow podcasts. And then we will be right back with final thoughts.
Welcome to Know Your Rights, a music podcast from two guys who know just enough about songwriting to start a podcast about.
Follow Rob
And Colton.
as each week we dive into a different band or songwriter and discuss what makes them great, okay,
Or otherwise.
music is law.
And we know our rights.
Streaming bi-monthly wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Know Your Rights, a Basebone Entertainment podcast.
All right, we're back. And so that was, even though we tried to condense it, that was still a lot of Dolly information.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut a lot, you guys.
Yes, we did.
You know, you could talk about Dolly for probably you could probably have a whole podcast on just Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But so what, we kind of did our top 5 favorite songs. So like there's not really a favorite song or album portion of this podcast. But what would you say is the biggest thing you take away from Dolly Parton? Like, what is your lesson learned?
I guess sticking up for yourself and your values and trusting your instincts, and you, more than anything, know what's best for you as an artist more than anybody else, and stay the course, because maybe people don't believe in you when you're young, but then someday people are buying all of your cookware and decorating their entire house with your face on it. So and going to, Dollywood and, considering you like a saint in some ways. So stay the course, and, you become like, you're inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And the Country Music Hall of Fame, and you get Music Hairs Awards and Kennedy Center Awards, and
Yeah. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Stay true to you. Be like one of the first, famous people to go, hey, like to donate money to the vaccine and get the COVID vaccine and get it quickly or get it early, because you know that if you're the one that does, like, you lead by example always.
Yes.
Just leading by example, knowing that your influence means something to people in general. One of my cousins worked at Dollywood for a really long time and had nothing but wonderful things to say about it. They take very, very good care of the people that work there. I worked at Disneyland, and that place, don't ever work there. If you don't have to work there, don't work there. Very opposite experience. I mean, people like people that work at Dollywood, it's like working at Costco. People are like lifers.
Yeah.
They'll work there for like very well taken care of. They'll pay for your college. They'll, they'll cover everything for you. I mean, she takes care of her people. She,
Because
the love she
Dolly
had
is
for
a
her husband was
literal
beautiful.
angel.
I mean, I understand that what we know about her is what all like a curated experience. None of us know Dolly Parton, but from what I do know about her, she seems like a damn fine woman.
Yes. You were talking about decorating your house and Dolly. I'm not gonna lie, I have Dolly Parton coasters right here.
Hell yeah.
I have one that says "I beg your pardon."
Hey.
A few of her, like, they're like back and forth. So there's like "Pour yourself a cup of ambition," "I beg your pardon," and "What would Dolly do?" And then there's like famous pictures of her too.
Cute.
But
I love that.
and then there's, I have my sign out in the living room. I have a little "What would Dolly do" thing next to my sewing machine that catches all my threads as I'm sewing. I'm one of those people. I have Dolly Parton salt and pepper shakers.
Cute.
But yeah, I am one of those people who decorated my house in Dolly Parton.
As you should.
As you should. I'd say, all of those things you covered a lot of it, but I also just love the way that she stands up for what she believes in and what her gut tells her to do, but she does it in such a graceful way.
Mm-hmm.
And I always want to take that with me, because I don't feel, and I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I don't feel like anybody hates Dolly Parton.
No. If you do, there's something wrong with you, I think.
Yeah. Like, she stands up for what she believes in, and she does good for the world, but in such a graceful way that you can't be upset at her for anything, really.
Yeah.
And I love that about her. Also, just the fact that she's written over 3,000 songs makes me as a songwriter go, well, damn, I need to write more songs.
Step up my game.
Yeah. I want to be able to say I wrote even half that many, or even a quarter of that by the end of my life. So, yeah. I think she inspires me to write good storytelling songs and to write more songs. And just by existing, just by existing and writing music and not being afraid to write and release music, it makes me go, yeah, I think it's time to write some music.
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah, that I think concludes our podcast on Saint Dolly Parton. Do you have anything else to add about her before we?
I don't think so. I think that's
Okay.
it.
All right. We have not picked who our next podcast is going to be on. Do you have any
not.
ideas?
Mm-mm.
No.
Not off the top of my head. I do know that I have to. David has to go live, and he's been texting me, so I have to get off.
All right.
He's supposed to go on at noon, so I'm like,
okay.
Ugh.
All right.
But we can definitely text about it. I have no
Yeah.
idea what to do for the next one. I know that I think Dolly was our last one that we had planned.
Yeah, it'll be a surprise, you guys.
Yeah.
So
We'll figure something out. It'll be super cool.
all right.
I promise. It'll be something super cool.
We will talk to you guys later. We love you. Have a great day. Go listen to some Dolly Parton. Go watch some of her movies, and we'll talk to you later.
Love you.
you.
Bye.
If you're looking for fun events, awesome music, and enjoyable podcasts, then look no further. The Basebone Entertainment family has you covered. With so many talented people in our community, it was only right that we not only bring you events, but all sorts of awesome entertainment. Follow Baseblown on social media or join our Discord community to stay updated and engaged in everything. That is at Baseblown on social media and discord.gg/Baseblown for our Discord. Baseblown Entertainment, bringing you more than just bass in your face.